You're listening to
The Audacity.
Welcome back. We missed you so much.
We really did.
We're so happy you're here.
Yeah, and I'm Amanda Gill.
I'm Keren Margolis.
And you're listening to The Audacity. And we are going to start off this episode with a continuation about some things about being a woman, how hard it is to be a woman. I mean, we talked about, I think it was last episode, the episode before, about Girls So Confusing. Remember Charlie XCX song, It's So Confusing Sometimes to Be a Girl.
It's so, we're so confused.
We literally don't know our ass from our toes. It's so, and our pop singer, Katy Perry, also feels like a lot about women.
Is she also genuinely confused? Because I feel like this is the summer of not knowing what's going on.
Right. Are we a demure summer or is it a brat summer?
Or is it confused summer?
Right.
And where's a remix that can tell me the answers?
Right. That's how we work it out, or on a podcast. So I just want you to listen to the lyrics of Katy Perry's song because it's a little unhinged and so crazy.
This is a new Katy Perry song.
This is a new Katy Perry song
that people are finding unhinged.
Well, you tell me if you think it's a flop or a bop.
Okay.
A lot of people think it's a flop, but I'm going to let you decide. And with the spirit of being a woman and being so confusing and our plight as women, I want to play this for you. So can we play the Katy Perry? Wow, I'm so empowered. Oh my God, I feel so empowered.
Okay, here's what I'm going to say about that. This is not demure.
Is it brat or demure? What is
It's
it?
neither.
It's 2016.
And that's why people are mad.
She's
She's riding
right.
that Me Too Hillary wave. That's over. Okay.
Yeah.
When she's like, we're not leaving you alone. We know. No, we know, Katie. So
You will vote for Hillary despite her criminal past.
She once murdered someone, but we won't talk about that.
Shh. It's a look at my tits. It's a woman's world.
I'll say this. Her tits are epic.
She's hot, yeah.
Oh my God. She is a mother.
Yeah.
So imagine being that hot. Now, that is empowerment. But when she was like, I will never leave you alone. It's like, that's not the message of 2024.
Dude, it is. So people on the internet feel the same way as you do. Of like, dude, 2016 called. They want their pop song back, dude.
They do.
It's like giving 2016, like Me Too, like it's like a woman's, like women are the best, you are not. You know, like that.
And by the way, we have transcended gender in 2024.
Literally,
you're not allowed to say that women are the best because I don't know about you, but she actually never said she was a woman.
That's right.
And you could be misgendering her, and we're not about that.
We're not about that. What about it's a
we go,
they's
they
word.
Are great if that's what they want to be.
That's right. They're like, it's a they world, and we're lucky to be living with them.
Yes, right. They have no color and they have no shape.
We don't see it. They, them. It's a they, them world, and you're lucky to be living with them.
Unless you're not at them. In that case, what are you?
Yes.
You know what? This is giving Katy Perry circa Taylor and Katy feud when she dressed up as a hamburger or whatever to like work it out in the remix with Taylor. Remember they were feuding?
Was that? Yes. Wasn't that with when Taylor had her album about like dark? It was like, I forgot.
The darkness of the soul or whatever.
She had this like dark.
About.
Yeah. She's like, oh, wait, I made you look. Or like, look what made you do. Look what made you do.
So iconic.
Yeah, she's like
she's
a feminist.
iconic. She made Katy Perry dress up as food.
Wait, what was the beef? Do you remember the beef?
No, I don't remember the beef. I don't. I literally don't. And it's like in internet years, it was 1,000 years
literally
ago. I couldn't even. You would have to dig down through so many layers of internet
to
find out what happened between Katy Perry and Taylor Swift. But I'm just saying, even Taylor Swift, she went from, that kind of more poppy, like bright kind of whatever. Now she's like tortured poet. So she got more demure.
I know.
This is not demure.
This is not demure, but I will say this, that is a criticism of Taylor Swift, and that goes in the spirit of what's going on with Katy Perry, is that people really feel like these people, and by these people I mean wealthy white women, weaponize feminism. So the whole conversation with Taylor now is like, you use feminism when it's convenient for you. So they were talking about on the internet, this, I can't take credit for this idea. Her name was Flower Seahorse, or I'm going to get her at wrong. She was talking about how back in some Emmys, let's say at the Emmys, Tina Fey and Amy Poehler made this joke, and the punchline was, or you could have a lot of boyfriends like Taylor Swift. Easy.
You're not allowed to say that anymore.
So she wrote a tweet, hey, I really hate when women go against each other. This isn't feminism. And by the way, Amy Poehler and Tina Fey have done a lot for women. They've done a lot. They're not
invented women.
Literally, they work together as women. And so they were like, basically, okay, we're sorry for the joke. But everybody was like, first of all, it's a simple joke. It's not that serious. It's not that mean.
No.
And she was like, I wish women would support each other. And it's like, Taylor, this isn't, they're not supporting you. They're comedians.
Her brand, her whole brand is like, how dare you not support me? And don't support me too much either, because that's weird.
Really? But her thing was like, this is not feminism. Like, people's argument about Taylor is like, you get mad at people. Whenever someone comes at you, when a woman comes at you, you say, I wish women would support each other. And it's like, babe, that's not like... Feminism means that men and women should be treated equally. Just because your feelings are hurt doesn't mean it's not feminism.
Yeah, and also she goes after people. Like, she wrote a song about Kim Kardashian being like, thanks a lot, Kim, for nothing. And then all of her fans who, you might say, okay, writing a song about someone's not that big of a deal. But when you're Taylor Swift and your fans are unhinged.
Right, and you have so much power.
I didn't mean that, fans. I didn't mean that T-Hive.
T-Hive. Swifties. They're called the Swifties. Get their pronouns right.
I'm sorry. Your pronouns are Swifties.
Right.
I'm sorry. But anyway, they are very intense people, and they come after people really hard. And honestly, if those people just like all voted, they would just swing elections constantly, because they are such a force.
Yeah.
But anyway, they went after Kim like really hard. They're the only force that can affect Kim. She's so uncancelable.
She's very powerful.
That the only way to get her is with sheer volume, and that is what the Swifties can do.
Well,
they mobilize.
Well, the NFL sold out when she started dating Travis Kelce. They oversold jerseys for Kansas City. Taylor Swift is more powerful in the NFL. That's what that proved.
Facts.
And the tickets for Kansas City went off. Like, people were going to Kansas City just to watch Travis Kelce because they thought Taylor would be there. Like, she is the most powerful woman in the world.
Taylor Swift, first of all, she's going to run for office. She's going to run for president someday. We know that, right? Like, everybody was like, Donald Trump is on reality TV and he doesn't. No. He broke the glass ceiling. Okay. And now
queen makes him a queen.
Makes him a queen and an icon. He does not have to be political. It's just, let's talk about facts that trashy reality TV, okay? Because that's what reality TV just always is. He transcended it to the presidency. He took reality TV to the presidency. Anyone can be the president.
More than Barack Obama, it was Trump that proved anybody could be president. Not Barack Obama. Who else was iconic? JFK was the first Catholic. But yeah, it was...
Literally. It's paved the way for Kim Kardashian's presidential run. I'm going to put money on this. If I knew what I was doing, I would do that. Taylor Swift is going to run for something. George Clooney's going to run for something. Yeah, it's what it is.
Because at the end of the day, and people are not going to want to hear this, the president doesn't do anything.
Does he not?
It's his people below him that tell him what to do.
Well, people will say not. Well, only if he's like not demented.
Well, people say, Biden's a figurehead. They're all they all have a whole cabinet. Like, that's what I'm saying this. I'm going to say this. I'm not saying like he doesn't make any decision. Let's get that. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the president has a whole team.
Yeah.
Helping him make decisions.
I think
so. I'm saying if you're someone that wants to run for president and you're like, but I don't know anything. I don't think any of them really know. And I'm talking about everybody.
No,
I'm not talking
right.
about just Trump. And I know a guy who's a journalist, and he tells me he's a political journalist. He's I forgot the a good well-known paper. I forgot which one because I don't read. But but he said every senator he will interview senators and about their bill. Senators don't know their own bills. There's no senator that really knows what their bills are. oh my God, it's so hot in here. They're debriefed. They're debriefed on it. They have an idea, but they don't know their own bills.
No, it's like auto-tune.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have to sing.
You have interns that kind of tell you what it is. You're like, okay, how will this affect my next election?
That's actually such a charitable way of putting it, because I think, not to get all deep, but I think you're right. They have a whole staff that can compensate. Like, you can just have an entire cabinet of people who are smarter and more well-informed than you.
That's right.
And then it's like, they're not going to be, like, they're not the face of this.
Right. But to wrap up the whole Katy Perry thing, I mean, the condescension and the, like, patronizing of this song is so, I mean, she's really like, hey, girls, right? And we're like, Katy, yeah,
and the
we
threat,
know.
the threatening us that she'll never leave.
And also
Katy.
she's like, it's a woman's world. Take me seriously. It's like, we've evolved.
No, we've evolved. Girl, it's a demure summer.
Yeah.
You're either brat or you're demure, and this is not.
Right. We know we can show our tits. Instagram's been around for like 80 years.
This
like,
is I'm with her. Yes, this is 2015 Instagram.
Literally.
I feel mean now. I feel
Why?
mean that I made fun. Like, because that was like
you like Katy Perry.
Well, it's not that I have a special thing for Katy Perry, but that was a whole business. Like, that was somebody's whole plan. Somebody wrote that music, made it, auto-tuned her voice so it sounded just right. She performed it. She got her tits in action.
She probably took multiple takes.
Plumped them up. Yes. She has a husband and a child, and she had to be like, no, do that again. Like, that was probably weeks of her life, and if not months. And we're all just like, boo, we're demure now. And, you know, to be fair, everybody's right.
Everyone's right, but also, like, dude, we're past that conversation of like women are the best, like that. Even like the most staunch feminists are like evolved from that narrative.
No,
it's not
even
like
people that we know who are like really staunch at that time have like evolved.
Right. They're not like women are the best. They're like, oh well, you know, women should be taken equally to men. Like that's all we think. We're
now
not
the
like
message is women are also good.
right. Women also want 70 cents. All right. Speaking of women, another woman who's had a flop.
Oh, this is crazy. Okay, this is my question when we get into it is this real? Is this woman a bitch, or is this just a pile-on?
Okay, let's
Are people
watch.
just getting mad? Okay.
Let's watch.
This is about Blake Lively, by the way. Wait, can I just set it up really quick? Because I feel like I didn't set it up properly. This is about Blake Lively because we're watching the clip. Some people don't know what we're talking about. Blake Lively is getting it from all corners of the internet right now. People are saying she's so rude. And there's these clips coming up where she's telling people to shush and whatever. And the viral one is her with this interviewer. This is like, I think somebody foreign, like European. She's doing this interview with Parker Posey for a movie. And
That's domestic, right?
No. These are two different things.
Sorry. Go ahead.
This is a viral old Blake Lively is rude video.
Okay.
And then there's another that it's snowballing into a whole
Gotcha.
thing about Blake Lively because now she's promoting this movie and there's behind the scenes drama. Mm-hmm. The movie's about, which is like a heavy thing. We're probably gonna have to bleep that, but whatever. It was a heavy topic, and she's been promoting her new Haircare line, and people are like, it's so tone deaf. And she seems to have had a falling out with like the main guy in the film. Who is taking it really seriously and is making it about that and is like centering women's voices and all of that. So between the two of them, people are like, oh, I think Blake Lively sucks. But my question is, does she suck?
Okay, let's find out. Let's be the jury.
So this is the interview.
Okay.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
She was pregnant.
Congrats on your little bump.
Ooh, what?
Not my bump. You've got two nice ones.
They are kind of bumps, aren't they?
No, not bumps. The lovely lady lumps. Check it out.
Thank you. You like the movie? Or you digital?
Everyone wants to talk about the clothes, but I wonder if they would ask the men about the clothes.
I would.
I love Jesse's
He has some
suits and
beautiful.
how
That's what I'm saying.
he
His wardrobe was
turns it-
beautiful.
I know,
Corey's
everybody.
wardrobe was
I know,
gorgeous.
he's
Those
so great.
high-waisted pants.
He's so great.
I wish men
and
wore
sorry
high-waisted
too.
pants like
I know.
that still.
Me too.
Or their father with his tank top in
Oh,
bed.
it's so
Just
good.
like it's just like
Did you
that.
catch
You could
the,
feel
the
it.
tablecloth on the light in the Italian restaurant when they eat
I
spaghetti
didn't
in
notice
it?
that. No.
That there's
I
so
feel
much
like-
warmth of everything, you know.
Yeah, it's not just the women that have the clothes.
But
I feel like the women
Victoria-
get the conversation, but it's like
yeah.
every detail with everybody.
But yeah,
it's so,
it was
so
beautiful
beautiful.
to look at.
Steve's
and then to
white
see it.
suits.
Yes.
And then
What do you
know-
feel like is the biggest misconceptions about fame and Hollywood in general?
I think the idea that people think that they know you. I think because of the how intrusive media is these days. There's people care so much more about your personal life than they do your work. And if you aren't open with your personal life, then they just make it up for you and share it for you. So I think the biggest misconception I see often is people feeling like they know someone that they don't, because they know what the media has created of someone. And the disappointing thing is when you meet the people, they're always so much more awesome than they're portrayed to be. I mean, that's normally my experience. And even people that are portrayed to be really great people, they're just a lot more complicated and interesting and nuanced and caring and thoughtful. And that's always nice, you know, to see that your idea of someone isn't always who they actually are, but be pleasantly surprised.
Well, we're just, you know, inundated with a lot of material. You can be if you have the internet. Of, you know, reading about these people and thinking that you know them and all that, and it's like the spectacle of that, of what we do as actors, that has risen a lot more in the past decade than ever before. So, yeah, misconceptions, like, I think if you're rich and famous that you're happy is probably the biggest. And we see that, you know, fame and success is a burden as much as it is a blessing. That would probably be, you know what I mean? Like, I think people think, oh, if only I was recognized for what I do. If I had a job and I could walk down the street and someone would be like, you were great today at your job, you know, then I would be happy. But it's not, that's not the truth. It's, I don't think that makes someone happy.
So you don't like are we swapping cards?
That's my phone. Hold on a second.
No, she wasn't saying she didn't like it. She was talking about, you asked what perceptions were, and she was saying that fame or success
There's
or
a
money
misconception.
doesn't equate happiness.
Yeah, no.
Happiness
but people,
equates happiness.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Okay, so can I just say that I know Andrew's like, what's
so
just happened?
much I want to unpack, but you go first.
Well, let me just say one.
You get your stuff, yeah.
But let me just make one note that's gonna be like, you're gonna be like, when she was Blake Lively was pregnant. So when she was like, I like your little bump, she was genuinely complimenting a pregnant person. And then she goes, I like your little bump. That woman apparently is infertile. And she was like, I like your little bump. And she mean girled her. This woman can't have kids. So apparently this woman went on to say, like, this clip just went viral and it isn't a new interview. And she said she almost quit her job over that. She felt so shitty afterwards and she felt bullied because they were just talking to each other and completely ignoring her. And then it ended like that.
Well, they were being rude, but I also will say this. I'm going to be a little bit of a devil advocate to Blake Lively. As an actress, your body and being thin and beautiful and perfect is so important that maybe when she said the word bump, she got so triggered of like, well, I like your little bump. Like, it's like, don't point out that I have a bump. Like, I don't think, by the way, the interviewer seemed like a lovely, if Blake Lively just took a beat and be like, that interviewer seems like she was a lovely, unassuming, it seemed cultural differences, but she's like, I like your little bump. So she's referring to her belly.
Right.
And so if an actress hears that, they go, well, I like your little bumpy fat bit. Like, you call me fat. Like, maybe that's what Blake thought. That's when I went, ooh, like, she was taking it the wrong way. But also, I am so sick of wealthy white women being like, woe is me, fame does. Shut up.
I know.
Shut up. I'm sick of hearing how fame isn't great when you have everything.
I also want to know, if you passed Parker Posey on the street, would you know that she was famous?
No, I didn't even know who that was.
I know, because she was like, you know, it's just so crazy that everybody thinks that being recognized constantly for being famous is just such a burden. People think it makes you happy, but it doesn't.
I thought that was Kristen Stewart, to be honest. I know that was that?
No, that was Parker Posey, she actually went to high school with an ex-boyfriend of mine. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Okay, but they were being very cliquey and rude.
I know.
I'm just sick of like really wealthy, famous people. Like, first of all, she was like, "You never ask a man that." It's like, dude, just.
There were no men in the room. And then she goes, I would.
The interviewer seemed like a lovely, down to earth, like.
She's like made TikToks since then and been like, this is just how I felt. Like, I don't think that she was actually trying to put someone on blast and be a bitch. And I am sensitive to the fact that everything can be taken out of context. Like when you upload a thing and then you're watching a clip of a clip of a clip that someone can seem bitchy and then maybe that's not what they like. Maybe someone makes one offhand comment about a backpack and you think that you know them and that's not what they actually meant.
And as a white famous woman, you get that. You understand.
Right. And it's just easy to pile on to like white hot people. But like, but am I crazy to think that actually sounded like really bitchy? And you can have an off day. I get it. Maybe if you and I were exhausted and we're doing press for this podcast
and you're pregnant
and we're pregnant and whatever, and then maybe we would just cop an attitude and sit there and just talk to each other but I don't know. Would you be like, ugh?
I really think that this is my intuition. When she said the word bump, it triggered her.
Maybe
because you're meant to, like, the fact that you saw a bump. She might have been like, well, I like your little, what do you, and then Parker was like, I have a bump. Like, I could see she was like trying to diffuse like the like tension. And who knows what maybe the interviewer said maybe there was like interactions between them that she's like, this interviewer's a fucking bitch. She's being rude to me. In which I agree. If you are a wealthy white woman, it doesn't matter. No one can be rude to you. But I'm just so sick of them being like, oh, I'm not, just shut up. Please just be like, I would love for one of them to be like, no, it's actually, I am so fortunate. I'm so lucky. And I try to do my best to be. The other thing I want to say that Blake Lively said, she's like, nowadays everybody wants to know everything about you. I'm like, bitch, the tabloids have been around for like decades before you were born. When was she born? In the 80s?
You told us you were pregnant.
Right.
We didn't go digging through your trash and find the stick. Like, you said that.
Right. And she said, because I think the interviewer was like, what's the big misconception? And she's saying, well, nowadays everybody wants to know everything about you. I'm like, nowadays?
Yeah.
Gossip column's been around for 2 decades, dude. Yeah. Like, you didn't, before, she was born probably like 1989. What is she, like late 30s, mid 30s, something like that? Like,
she's like 36.
She's like 36.
She was born in the late 80s.
Yeah, so like tabloids have been around before she was even famous. She knew going into fame, that's the game.
Not only did she know, she pursued it.
It literally. So don't give me like nowadays everybody wants to know everything about you. Every days, all days. We've always been obsessed with celebrities. I know. Celebrity magazine's been around for like 5 decades. I don't know when they started, but.
So there's that. Okay, so there's that interview, and then there's other ones too that like I didn't put on the thing because it's not like, there's a TikTok that's going around where she's on the red carpet and she's trying to give an interview and her fans are freaking out because they see her and they're all excited to see her and she shushes them. That I'm like, I think is just neither here nor there. She's like, shh, guys, I'm doing an interview, and you can't really hear it. You can just read her lips. But I don't know if that's like the biggest deal. Haven't you ever told someone that you do love and care about to be quiet?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a huge deal, but now she's doing this press tour for the movie that just came out called
This Is Us.
This Is Us, or The End of Us. It's called The End of Us, or whatever. Okay. Or This Is the End. Something.
It's demure.
Okay, yeah, it's demure. We're confused. We'll work it out. But anyway, she's doing a press tour. It's like a serious film, okay? And she and the main guy, Justin Baldoni, they have not been doing any press together.
Okay.
And that's weird because they did the movie together and she was the lead and she was also the like director and producer, okay? And then he, I think, wrote it. Okay, so it's like he should be there. He's like a main guy. He's an important guy to this film. And they don't do any press. In fact, she had other people there, like her husband, who's also promoting Deadpool right now, which is great and fine. But he showed up on the red carpet.
Ryan Reynolds, by the way.
Ryan Reynolds, my bad. Yeah. Showed up, who's a famous actor, and everybody loves him. Showed up to promote the movie with her, and she was like, oh, this is like, we're being a power couple, and it's so cute that we're doing, okay, that's great. But he was filling in for the other guy. Nobody was talking about that.
Right.
And then someone, she was doing an interview. She just launched this Haircare brand, okay? And now I'm going to give her credit. She's got amazing hair.
She does. She's a beautiful woman.
And if I could buy a product that would make me look like that, take my money.
Sure, yeah.
Take it. But this movie is about something serious. It's about DV.
Right.
And that's a heavy topic. And someone brought it up and she was like, well, why don't we just talk about my hair? It was something like Unhinged.
Oh, I think, okay.
Where people are like, read the room. It's so tone deaf. And then this guy's taking it really seriously. And he does interviews and he's like, yeah, I just want to like uplift the voices of people who might relate to this, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm paraphrasing it. But it's rubbing everyone the wrong way because it's really coming off as privilege. It's coming off as tone deaf.
Right.
And as you just got, so you used to be like the girl that we could all relate to. And then did you get so famous that you can't read a room?
Right. And it also seems like she's so sick of these interviews are a burden on her.
Right.
And it's like, dude, these interviews are making you really fucking wealthy. So shut up.
And she's cross-promoting. It's just weird when you have a serious movie about something that's so heavy to be cross-promoting 3 other things.
Right. It wasn't in that clip. Was that the same clip where he's like, do you feel like fans are like talking to you. She's like, oh yeah, they're like GPSing me. They want my social security number.
That's another viral Blake Lively clip where they're like, oh, how yes, that's from this tour, right? Where they go, if someone wants to approach you, like how can they relate? How can they talk to you? How can they relate to you? And she's like, I guess I'll just drop my location. I guess stalk me. I guess find out where I live. And they're like, that's not what we're saying. It's like if someone's gone through this really intense experience that the movie's about, how can they express that to you and realize? Is that a crazy question?
Right.
I feel it's not.
Yeah. The second part, so that just showing me the first interview, I go, all right, we're all like overreacting. Was she a little bitchy? I personally think was the word bump triggered her. As a woman, that's what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
That she goes, oh, look, you're fucking, like, don't talk about my belly, dude. And I didn't bring up the pregnancy or, whatever. Bring up someone's pregnancy when they don't say it is rude. Okay. But when when I'm hearing this, where it's a movie about DV and you're bringing up your hair care, that is so tone deaf, and I'm offended because it's like, listen, we, like this guy was saying in the clip, we are seeing the end of the celebrity culture. Gen Z does not like celebrity culture. We're seeing the end of the Kardashians. Flex culture is done. That's a millennial thing. We don't like that. We like raw. We like unedited. We want real. We want vulnerable. We're sick of the influencers. We're sick of being sold to. And you trying to sell when the subject is about DV is so... I mean, this woman must have media. I don't know if she's doing it on purpose, if this whole thing is a plot.
You said something that was so spot on and so smart. She's selling too much. She's overselling.
Yeah.
When people are... This is why nobody watches TV anymore, because the commercials are so commercially.
Yeah.
People want it to be sort of integrated into what they're watching.
Right.
They want to be influenced.
Yes.
People want to be influenced. They don't want to be sold to.
Nope.
So when you're out on the red carpet, and people are expecting you to be serious and respectful and demure, and you're coming in really hot with your high heels and your hair care products, they're like, this isn't like, are you trying to sell me Crest white strips? Like, why are you, when's the deodorant commercial coming on?
Right.
People just want to be influenced.
Right. But like subtly. But we've been so, right. Like it was like from commercials to like saying whatever, but we want to be subtly like apart, like the way Jules does it. Jules will do NARS. But you watch it because she's like, let's see how it's my makeup. And then it's like at NARS, like, because it goes with the content. So we enjoy watching it. She wouldn't be like, hey guys, so I have this new product. People go, turn off.
And the way she's going to do that is to be like, look at me. Look how I do my makeup. It's so demure. And it's going to be a NARS product. And that's it. That's how you influence people to buy NARS. Because they're influenced by you and you're doing something. It's like you have to go from A to B to C. You can't just be like, hey, it's me, Blake Lively. If you want to get my hair, you can do it in this way and buy my product. And by the way, come watch my movie where I just look hot. And it's like, you're missing the point of the whole movie.
Right. And
the
her
movie's
looking
neither
hot.
about being hot nor your hair.
Right. And also, if she looked ugly, I think she would have done really well with Gen Z. I think Gen Z would have been like, oh my God, we love you. This is for you, queen. We love you with the no. That is the aesthetic.
Yeah.
This half camera, no makeup, crying, being like vulnerable is what they fucking love.
They want someone with a beard and eyeshadow to be vulnerable on camera.
and like one earring.
Right.
And like a little hat.
Totally. And like roots that are kind of curly, but the rest of the hair is
and
straight.
then say like, I'm in my depression. Like Jules, we talked about Jules last episode, demure, and someone came after her teeth and she said, you know why my teeth like this? Because I was going through depression and I wasn't brushing my teeth. And we're like, yeah,
yes,
that is the answer.
And
you
that's
say
how you move NARS.
yes, because you say I went through depression. I don't brush my teeth when I'm depressed. Everyone goes, same. We embrace our depression. We bed rot. This is a generation that bed rots, and it's like, and you're talking about DV. I'm honestly saying that's really disgusting.
I know.
It's so déclassé.
It's actually it actually makes me wince to hear her talk like that.
And it just shows. I'm just so sick of. It sounds like either she's going nuts, or or are we all getting played? And this is all to.
Well, that's a good question because now we're all talking about her movie and we're all talking about her. So are we getting played?
I wouldn't put it past, first of all, I'm always against cancel culture. I'm for council culture. Let's give people room.
Did you just make that up?
No, I heard someone else say this. I think Charlemagne, I heard on like, I think
that's really, really
he
smart.
said it shouldn't be cancel. It should be council. Let's give people room. Unless you're Cosby. Like, I mean, people like this.
You had too much room.
We had too much room. People that like, give people room to do better.
Yeah, right. Give people some grace.
Give some grace of like, hey, I didn't even realize that was, and we go, yeah, like,
Well, because one day it's going to come for you.
Exactly.
Whether it's big or small, you're going to fuck up. And you will. And it might be public unless you have no social media. And then you will need grace.
Exactly. Of like, we all fuck up. This is the thing. I've said things that people go, that is so out of touch and tone deaf. How could you say that her mom was shot? I don't know, whatever. And you go, oh my God, now I see how that landed. I'm so sorry I did that. You want someone to go, you know what? She's a good person. She had a moment where
But the internet's not nuanced like that. People will watch something and be like, oh, she's actually evil. And that's not true. Blake Lively is not evil.
No, right.
She's an out-of-touch, famous, wealthy white woman. And here's the thing. I mean, white has nothing to do with it. It's just a fact, but it's not.
It's a more cherry on top of and you're white and pretty.
Yes, and it makes people want to take her down more. But I think that, when they were talking about what's the pitfall of being famous or whatever, the one that they didn't mention is like, you can be too famous to know what you're doing.
Right. That's actually brilliant. That's such a good point. Yes.
Like sometimes because it's an unflattering point where they were like, you can be too famous or people love you too much and it's kind of uncomfortable when you go out on the street and you have no privacy. But really, it's like you can be so famous for so long that you lose touch with what people actually want to hear.
Right. Like, remember that Bethany Frankel clip we watched where she went to TJ Maxx and gave samples and she's like, this is what the employees need at TJ Maxx is my free samples.
My used makeup.
This is brilliant. And they don't want healthcare. They want your pay for her daughter's college with that. Whatever.
Totally.
It's just so right. It's out of touch. And let's all maybe, is she still pregnant?
I don't think so.
Maybe she was really hormonal with that other, and maybe that interview was a cunt. You don't know that woman. Maybe she was she was like they just didn't jive.
And this is how annoying Hollywood is Parker Posey, who's had a long career and is genuinely successful in her own right, so fell in line when Blake looked like she was mean girling this interviewer and Parker Posey was like, yeah, girl. And another thing, and really kind of, so this is what you didn't see in that clip. I've been just down a rabbit hole of these clips. She, at the end, when she goes, oh, okay, bye, and ends the interview really abruptly, Parker Posey makes this face. She goes, this really mean girl eye rolling face. And it's so horrible to watch. It really
She's also networking. She also knows how her bread's buttered. Oh, she's going to stand up for the fucking nobody. She's going to be on Blake Lively's good graces so she could be in her next movie.
That's it.
It is. Come on, girl. Of course she's not going to side with the nobody interviewer.
Literally. But that was also before TikTok. This is an older clip.
Oh, so it's before TikTok. Oh, it's that old. They don't age. Wow. She looks the same age. Good
I know. You can just be young when you have money. Yeah. But she, this came out and then it wasn't the TikTok culture that it is now where things just blow up and, all of a sudden your reality has changed because a million people saw your thing and, now you have to answer for it. So I don't think that they thought that this, remember the good old days when you could just be mean to people and no one would ever find out about it?
Right. But maybe that is actually evidence that this interviewer was a jerk. Maybe because they both were mean to her.
Maybe they're both mean.
But also, oh my God, what was I going to say? There was this article about some news publication about how, and this is my last point, we'll close it out. There is this, because we're so communityless, there's something that makes people giddy when we cancel somebody. There's this giddiness that we feel connected to one another. When we collectively cancel somebody.
You're right.
So the internet is always looking to cancel for someone else because it's kind of fun. In the words of Tim Dillon, it's kind of fun.
No, it is fun. This is just my little corner of the internet. Whenever I get shit online and people are mean to me and they pile on in the comments or whatever, which happens occasionally, I'm always like, did this make your day?
They made friends in the comments section.
Did this make your whole day?
They did because they got likes and then they got a comment like, wow, I have friends on the internet.
Yeah.
We all we're so communityless. Yeah. We're all in gated communities. We don't talk to our neighbors anymore. We're all online, but the internet gets together and we hate the same person. And that makes everyone hating on J-Lo, we all felt a little more connected.
And it's not because we hate J-Lo. And this is Blake Lively is a beloved, successful actress, married to a beloved, successful actor. We don't hate her. We actually love her more because she gave us a reason to be upset.
Right. And make friends on the internet.
Right. So, and stitch each other's TikToks.
Exactly. They're building community in a fucked up way. And that's a Tim Dillon point. I can't take credit for it. But
but you're so right.
When people, he talks about on his podcast a lot about hating Trump or hating Hillary. There's something kind of fun about hating the same person.
That's such a good point. Elections and all this stuff and this kind of drama, it divides people, but it brings them together so hard.
That we're a community now.
we are community. It's like, can we not be like one community? Does it always have to be half and half?
Because we're tribal people. We're biologically tribal people.
This is another Tim Dillon point. That's really
no,
smart.
he didn't say that. That the tribal point I thought of.
That's really smart,
because
Amanda.
we're genetically. That's
You're
a
right.
book called Tribe.
Oh.
Well, we don't have to talk about it now.
No,
But
that's so
there's
smart.
a book called Tribe I can get into. Probably not. I won't. I'll probably forget. There's a book called Tribe about that. How we're all like genetically tribal people.
You're right.
And our depression, anxiety. I'll talk about really quick. Really quick synopsis. We all there's higher rates of depression, anxiety in first world countries because first world countries, richer people tend to be more gated communities. Poor people tend to need each other. And so there's more anxiety and depression in rich neighborhoods and rich countries because we're isolated, because we're genetically prone to be in tribes. Leaving the tribe, because if you left the tribe, you die. So we've evolved as humans. The people that survived stayed with the tribe.
That's so
and if you
interesting.
left the tribe, so you're wired to be depressed, not having community in a tribe.
And I think you're wired to take it really hard when you get quote unquote canceled because all this stuff is coming at you. And even though you know it's actually nothing happened because if people are just stitching or, you know, your TikTok or leaving you mean comments or DMing you, that's the same as nothing. Nothing
Right.
happened, but it comes at you so hard and you're the focal point of all of this like energy coming at you. And in the old days, if you were that ostracized from the tribe, you would die.
Literally.
So it literally feels like life and death. Or even when you bomb on stage, you feel like you're going to die.
Yeah, you do
Because you would have been dead.
right, because you living the tribe
Thousands
that
of
kept
years
you
ago.
right. That would have kept you. So we're genetically wired to be part of tribes. That's why anxiety and depression is up because we live in gated communities. We're online all day. We're not connecting. We're not a part of tribes. In this book called Tribe, he talks about how after 9/11, the admittance rates to mental health hospitals went down because we all started needing each other a little bit more. And then they went back up, I guess.
beautiful.
But
Okay.
yeah, but poor neighborhoods. But I think there's a lot of reasons why they're not as anxious or depressed. They probably don't have access to healthcare. We do. They
They
probably
also probably have real problems.
right, and they probably are working too much that they're not thinking about like their life and or they're living their purpose. Or like I just have to put food on the table, right?
Right,
like
right.
our great grandparents didn't question if they were happy. They were just like, how can I get food on the table? So they didn't have to think about their depression. Like
Right.
we have it's a privilege to be depressed and anxious.
You're so right. It is a privilege. It's a privilege to be upset about what Blake Lively said on the red carpet. It's like
Literally.
we're so lucky.
We're so lucky that is our biggest problem. And it's like other countries would be like, you guys, like people shit on America. And then you hear like an immigrant will come and be like, you guys are like, you think this is bad here? Oh, there's corruption here. Have you been to Mexico?
Have you traveled anywhere?
Like, have you lived in other countries? They are corrupt.
I know.
So our corruption here is like, we're fine.
Even like our free when people are like, we're not free here. Honey, go to England, go to France where they're suing people over, and I kid you not even like the real stuff that you can really get, like incitement, threats. I get that. You can't do that. Bullying. If they think you've bullied someone online and insulted them, I swear it's in the law. Online bullying and insults. You can go to prison.
Oh, I actually want that. No, like literally, there's like some people that were mean to me online and want to go to jail. They're like, I literally, no, like I'm not kidding. Like I actually like that law.
In France, the Olympics or whatever, we're not going to get into it because it's a whole shit show, and also who cares? I care, but it's not for the podcast. The two boxers that
Sure.
have maybe XY chromosomes and they're fought against women and everybody's all upset. One of them is suing Elon Musk and J.K. Rowling and others, whoever, for writing mean tweets.
Actually,
And the French government is the police are prosecuting.
No, like I kind of like that. I like don't. No, literally, I hate people. Like I like that. Like for me, like don't. Like I'm not bullying, but like for me, like I do want my bullies to like go be in prison. Like
You're
it-
right.
yeah, that's right.
You know what? I'm a dumb bitch. I also want my bullies to. No, it's not jail, Amanda. It's prison. Hard time.
I see. If you've been mean to me, I like don't care. Like I want that.
I want
like,
prison for you.
No, literally, I like love that at law. Like, can we do that again?
Okay, you're right. No, I stand on that.
Like, and if you dumped me in high school, can we also go to prison?
if you chase me down in the parking lot to tell me you actually don't want to go to prom with me, Brian,
Prison.
prison,
Literally, I love that law.
go to jail.
You know, I like a kind of, no, like not kidding. Like, people make fun of my teeth on TikTok. Send them to fucking jail.
Give them a hard time.
So, but okay, sorry. We'll wrap up. This was like an amazing episode.
Yeah.
But Elon Musk is in America, so how could he go to jail in England?
Can't.
Okay, so then
Because
cool.
the only way that, it has no legs. Because the only way that you can go to jail or be extradited in another country is if you committed an act that's a felony in your country. So if he'd murdered someone in France, they would probably, they would extradite him and he would, but you're allowed to write mean tweets here and not go to prison, unfortunately.
It's a free country. You're a public figure, babe.
It's overly free here.
Yeah.
Some people would say.
All right. That was an amazing episode.
That was a great episode. Please, either you can reach out to us privately, you can write stuff in the comments. I do read YouTube comments because I get an email whenever somebody leaves one. But we genuinely want to know what you think. We would love to talk to you.
We won't send you to jail.
No, swear we won't. We won't make this the French government's
Promise
problem.
no backsies.
We pinky swear. But yeah, we love you so much. Please hit us up and just say hi. You can say whatever you want, actually. And we love you, and it's not going to be a legal issue. And please tune in next week. We're going to come back with a fresh new episode.
Love you.
Bye.